So, in the wake of what is happening at the palace of the Ooni of Ife right now, the Naomi's brother has given a very serious warning. Yes, Naomi's brother has given a very, very serious warning that nothing is going to make Naomi to return back to the palace of the Ooni of Ife. That nothing in this life will make Naomi to return back to the palace of the Ooni of Ife. This is because Ooni has actually been making a lot of comments that Naomi should come back, Naomi should come back, in very different ways. The Ooni has been trying to woo Naomi back to the palace. But Naomi's family, especially his brother, is actually kicking against this idea very, very, very soon. You know, he's kicking against it because he feels that for a very long time, Ooni has constantly humiliated and done different things to Naomi that are not actually correct. And there are some persons who do not know how to joke with their family members. Now, there are some persons that if when you joke with their family members, they will definitely rebound. Yes, they will definitely go all out to make sure that they reverse it. So this is actually what has happened that has now made the Oni to look a little bit helpless. He's looking a little bit helpless because he does not really know how to handle the whole issue. The matter is actually becoming very complicated and difficult. Complicated and difficult in the sense that all the family members of Naomi really, really know that something needs to be done. Not just needs to be done, it needs to be done and fast too. And the only thing that can happen is if they on their own now begin to put a stop to all of these kind of issues. Yes, they need to put a stop to this kind of issues because truth be told, if they continue like this, I'm telling you, Naomi is going to have a very serious issue with her mental health. You don't also forget that there was a time when they even had to organize a mental health therapist for Naomi. This was important because her sanity was actually being questioned. She was beginning to activate in such a way that people could not really comprehend. So it does not really make any logical sense now that somebody like Naomi will now begin to feel some elements of depression. The truth about the matter is, whether we like it or not, depression is real. And if anything, nothing is done to curb down this depression, it's actually going to escalate and make feel more impact. The impact is going to be worse. The impact is going to be worse. So the only opportunity now is for Naomi to heed the sound of her brother. Yes, her brother has gotten involved in this matter. And you know how it is now. Once her brother now gets involved in this matter, the Ooni might actually not have any very strong role again to control Naomi. The Ooni on his own is actually floating. The way he floats now is that he does not really have a complete say over Naomi anymore. The time when the Ooni had control over Naomi has passed. Right now, he is actually at the mercy of Naomi's siblings. And as a matter of fact, Naomi's siblings too are very, very, very powerful. Yes, they are so powerful, so much that people people have done different things to see that they separate or cause issue in them. But in all of this, the more they struggle, the more they try, the more they strive. So many escape routes, have been created for Naomi in the time past. But now, with Naomi's brother getting involved, it is going to be very, very, very difficult for the Oni to have his way again. Yes, it is going to be very, very difficult for the Oni's brother to have his way. And that is because Naomi's brother is actually all out. There are some things that will happen like this. The family members will just know that this one is actually a matter of life and death. It's no more a thing of allowing things to happen or allowing things to take their natural course. No, gone are the days when they allow things to take their natural course. Nowadays, the best thing to happen is for people to get genuinely involved. Yes, people need to get genuinely involved, just like as it is right now. Naomi's brother has come out openly to say that enough is enough. Yes, enough is enough. Nobody is going to look down on Naomi again. Nobody is going to look down on Naomi. Nobody is going to castigate Naomi. Naomi is going to actually remain saved, not minding the challenges, not minding the challenges she has had all these days, especially this past month, which happens to have been one of the most difficult months in the life of Naomi. It has been really, really so difficult because, imagine someone who from palace now became a prisoner. You can now imagine how tough and how difficult it could be. It hasn't really been easy, but God has actually been faithful. And if there's any single thing that Naomi needs to do, is to make sure that she returns all the glory to God Almighty. He needs to return all the glory to God Almighty, because God has actually been the center of it all. Once God is not involved in what concerns you, then there's every likelihood that you're going to have issues. There's every likelihood that you're going to have problems. There's every likelihood that things will not fall in perfect places as they hope to fall. But now, with the new instrumentality that is involved, in an ideology where the family too have all now gotten involved. Before now, the family was not so deeply involved in all of these matters. But right now, the families have all gotten so seriously hooked up and involved in this matter, and it's actually beginning to make things to make things to fall right. Make things to not to lose balance and lose composure, because the way it is before now, things have actually been falling out of proportion, and the only thing that is left for Naomi to do right now is to just listen to her family members, because you know what, family members will never ever fail you. No matter how deep, no matter how difficult it is, family members will never fail you. Family members will always and definitely be there for you. They'll always make a way where there seems to be nowhere. And Naomi happens to have very good family members who have always watched her back, who have always wished her well, who have always made sure that nothing of the enemy formed against her shall prosper. So my people, this is the gist we said let us bring for you, and I hope you have actually subscribed to our channel so that we'll continue to have meaningful conversations like this. Thank you, and see you some other time. Bye bye.